College football picks, week 9. This will be part 4. I'm Tony T here with our college football pick show here for Thursday. This will be part 4. We got 9 games. We have the games for you here on Thursday, and the remainder will be from the Saturday games. We'll get all 47 done here by part 6. So we'll get 9 here today, 9 tomorrow, the 9 the day after. And if you would, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Free college football picks are updated all season long. Free picks every day from all the major sports. We also have NFL, NBA. We have Major League Baseball, World Series, NHL, and more. It's a good time to subscribe. And also, if you would support our channel, hit the thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. And, of course, all our picks are also in podcast form at Tony's Picks Podcast on all major platforms. Be sure to visit our website, tonyspicks.com. Multi-capper site, showcase our top cappers from the industry. Click the links to the hot cappers. Get signed up to a long-term pass. Hot cappers here, we got like Daniel, who's been on fire here, as well as Nick. Nick really been on fire. What a last 30 days Nick's had 3,400 units of profit. Click the link, get signed up. Ramona's been hot. Tiffany as well. Paul, click the link. Morning Steam Team. Click the links and get signed up to one of their long-term passes. In the center of the page, you'll find the premium picks for sale here. Featured plays, best bets here. Each capper can release a best bet per sport per day. Also, our $15 premium pick is the cappers can release one of their premium plays as a $15 pick just to showcase their service. Many of them do so with their best bets. And, of course, the 3-pack's very popular out there for the big players. Of course, the pick ticker in here, if you like to purchase picks a la carte, there you go. And our promo code, you get saved 20% off all premium pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link in the description. Click the All Cappers tab, get signed up. Also, love to hear from you guys. Post your picks in the comments below. And we are looking for cappers. Apply at Tony's Picks footer section. All right, let's get this one started. Louisiana and Southern Miss college football pick. This one here is on Thursday. Louisiana moved to 4-3 after their 38-18 home win to Arkansas State. Raging Cajuns a season high of 522 yards, 206 rushing on 50 carries. Louisiana limited the Red Wolves to 4 yards a carry on the ground, 189 passing on 32 attempts. Ben Wooldridge completed 62% of his throws in the win, season high 316 yards, 5 touchdowns. He averaged 9.3 yards per attempt on the year. Wooldridge, 63% completions, 10 touchdowns, a pick, 7.2 yards per attempt. Southern Miss improved to 4-3 after their 20-14 win at Texas State. Golden Eagles posted 318 yards. They rushed for 131 yards on 49 carries. They stuffed the Bobcats' run game to -6 on 20 carries, plus limited Texas State's passing attack to just 249 yards on 43 attempts. Zach Wilkie, season high, 72% completions with 7.5 yards per attempt. He had 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Now in Sunbelt play, Wilkie, 60% completions, 3 touchdowns, 7 picks, 6 yards per attempt. Raging Cajuns' strong defense against the pass this season, been strong. Woodridge in the better form. Wilkie's mistakes that concern the play here, Louisiana, -1. Virginia Tech and NC State college football pick. Thursday, Virginia Tech sits at 2-5 after their 20-14 home defeat to Miami as they hit their bye week. Hokies gained only 257 yards, 78 of it rushing on 30 carries. Defensively, the Hokies held the Hurricanes' run game to just over 3 yards a carry, but surrendered 351 passing yards on 46 attempts. Grant Wells completed 63% in the loss, 5.4 yards per rush. On the season, Wells' 59% completion rate, 7 touchdowns, 7 picks, and a career low 6.1 yards per attempt. NC State sits at 5-2 after their 24-9 road loss at Syracuse as they entered the bye week. Season low 255 yards for the Wolfpack with 95 rushing on 38 carries. On defense, they allowed the Orange about 6 yards per rush and 210 passing on 25 attempts. NC State starting quarterback Devin Leary, he's out. Backup Jack Chambers completed 60% of his throws, 5.3 yards per attempt. The Charleston Southern transfer completed 54% of his throws, 4.7 yards per attempt. NC State offense rushing for only 3.8 yards an attempt, and their quarterback situation is shaky. Play here will be Virginia Tech here at +13.5. Utah versus Washington State college football pick. This one goes off on Thursday. Utah improved to 5-2 after their 43-42 home win to USC, hitting their bye week. Utes a Pac-12 high, 562 yards of offense. They ran the ball for 138 yards on 32 carries. Defensively, they allowed over 6 yards per rush and 381 passing on 42 attempts. Cameron Rising, 68% completions with a season high 415 yards and 2 touchdowns. He averaged 9.4 yards per attempt on the year. Chambers, 69% completions, 15 touchdowns, 3 picks, a career high 8.6 yards per attempt. Washington State drops to 4-3 after their 23-10 road defeat at Oregon State. Cougars posted 368 yards of offense with 23 rushing on 20 attempts. Defensively, they limited the Beavers' passing game, allowed just over 4 yards to carry. Incarnate Word transfer quarterback Cameron Ward, a season low 46% completions, 345 yards, 6.4 yards per attempt. Utah moving the football on the road, putting up 32 at UCLA, 32 points at UCLA, 34 at Arizona State. Cougars putting up points at home in the Pac-12. Now on the road, Utah allowing 5.1 yards per rush, 8.8 yards per pass attempt. Cougars' passing defense at home hasn't been sharp at all, giving up 287 yards passing, 70% completion rate. The play here will be Utah and Washington State to go over a total of 55. Temple versus Navy college football pick. This one is on Saturday. Temple fell to 2-5 after their 27-16 home defeat to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Owls posted just 280 yards of offense, 64 of it rushing on 26 carries. Defensively, well, they contained the passing attack at Temple in that one, and Golden Hurricane, but they gave up 299 yards rushing on 46 carries, over 6 yards per attempt. E.J. Warner, a season low here, 48% completions, 4.1 yards per attempt in the defeat. In AAC play, Warner, 51% completion rate, 2 touchdowns, 4 picks, 5.3 yards per attempt. Navy fell to 2-5 with their 38-20 home defeat to Houston. Midshipmen gained 326 yards in the loss, 201 rushing on 50 carries. Navy did allow 5 yards to carry to the Cougar running game with 261 passing on 30 attempts. Ty Levitte, 46% completions in the loss with a touchdown and 2 picks. On the year, Levitte, 47% completions, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks, 8.7 yards per attempt. But Temple, this is a team that's really struggling with points on offense, and Navy can score since coming off the bye week. In AAC play, the Owls are giving up 522 yards, 5.1 yards per rush. The play here will be Navy here at minus 13.5. North Texas versus Western Kentucky college football pick. Saturday, North Texas drops to 4-4 after their 31-27 road defeat at UTSA. Mean Green gained 347 yards, but only 22 on the ground on 22 carries. On defense, North Texas was crushed on the ground, giving up 257 rushing yards on 54 carries. Austin Ani completed only 48% in the loss, 10.5 yards per pass attempt. Ani threw for 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. On the season, Ani, 55% completion rate, 20 touchdowns, 9 picks, 8.9 yards per attempt. Now, Western Kentucky improved to 5-3 after their 20-17 home win to UAB. Hilltoppers, a season low, 352 yards, 224 on the ground on 44 carries. WKU defensively limited the Blazers' passing game, but did give up 228 yards rushing on 39 carries. Austin Reed, 61% completions in the win, with a season low, 5.6 yards per attempt. On the year, Reed, 70% completions, 21 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 7.6 yards per attempt. Back-to-back road games for the Mean Green. Mean Green has covered 3 of 4 on the road. Past 3 games, Mean Green averaging 500 yards of offense. Play here will be North Texas plus 10. Oregon versus California college football pick. For Saturday, Oregon improved to 6-1 after their 45-30 home win to UCLA. Ducks, they gained 545 yards in that one with 262 rushing on 46 carries. Defensively, Oregon allowed over 6 yards per rush to the Bruins with 282 passing on 39 attempts. Bo Nix, he completed 78% in the win with 5 touchdowns and 10.1 yards per attempt. Now in Pac-12 play, Nix 72% completions, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick, 9 yards per pass attempt. California sits at 3-4 after their 28-21 home defeat to Washington. Golden Bears gained 306 yards in that one with 61 on the ground on 31 carries. Defensively, the Golden Bears limited the Huskies' ground attack but allowed 374 yards passing on 51 attempts. Jack Plummer, 62% completions in the loss, 3 touchdowns, 7.2 yards per attempt. In Pac-12 action, Plummer, 62% completions, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, 7 yards per attempt. Ducks in their two Pac-12 road games have averaged 46 points and 547 yards a game. They are allowing 31 points a game on the road in conference play here. Oregon and California over 58.5. Northwestern versus Iowa, college football pick Saturday. Northwestern falls to 1-6 after their 31-24 road defeat at Maryland. The Wildcats offense gained 358 yards. They ran it for 215 yards on 46 carries. Defensively, they surrendered 5.1 yards per rush and limited the Terrapins' passing game. Brendan Sullivan, 75% completions, 6 yards per attempt. Sullivan threw a touchdown but had 2 picks. In his 2 starts, Sullivan completing 71%, 6.3 yards per attempt. Now Iowa, they fall to 3-4 after their 54-10 road defeat at Ohio State. Hawkeyes a season low 158 yards, 77 rushing on 35 carries. They did limit the Buckeyes' ground attack to just over 2 yards a carry, but surrendered 294 passing yards on 32 attempts. Hawkeyes committed 6 turnovers. Now Spencer Petras, season lows here, 43% completions, 49 yards passing, 2 interceptions, 3.5 yards per attempt. Season to date against the Big Ten, Petras, 57% completions, a touchdown, 3 picks, 6.3 yards per attempt. Iowa's averaging only 227 yards a game. Wildcats have covered 11 of 13 against bad offensive teams that average less than 310 yards per game. Play here Northwestern at plus 11.5. Oklahoma State versus Kansas State, college football pick Saturday. Oklahoma State improved to 6-1 after their 41-34 home victory to Texas. Cowboys a season high 535 yards of offense with 142 of it rushing on 40 carries. Defensively, they allowed nearly 7 yards a carry with 319 passing yards on 49 attempts. Spencer Sanders just over 59% completions in the win, 391 yards passing, 6.9 yards per attempt. Against the Big 12 this season, Sanders 55% completion rate, 5 touchdowns, 3 picks, 6.7 yards per attempt. Now Kansas State, they're 5-2 after a 38-28 road defeat at TCU. Wildcats produced 390 yards in the game. They ran the football for 158 of it on 30 carries. Defensively, KSU allowed nearly 4 yards per attempt on the ground, 280 passing on 26 attempts. Adrian Martinez exited early with a lower body injury and his game-time decision. His backup, Will Howard, he completed 65% in the game, 11.3 yards per completion. That was his first action of the season. Kansas State passing game struggling the past 3 games, allowing passing defense. Passing defense is struggling over the past 3 games, giving up 279 yards, 65% completion rate, 7.5 yards here per attempt. In this period, the Cowboys are giving up 520 yards with 328 passing. Play here, Oklahoma State and Kansas State over 56. South Alabama versus Arkansas State, college football pick Saturday. South Alabama moves to 5-2 with their 10-6 home defeat to Detroit. Jaguars a season low 246 yards with 31 rushing on 21 carries. Defensively, they limited the Trojans' run game to 3 yards a carry and surrendered 138 passing yards on 19 attempts. Carter Bradley, 72% completion rate with a season low 5.4 yards per pass and an interception. On the year, Bradley career high here, 65% completions, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks, 8 yards per attempt. Arkansas State sits at 2-6 after their 38-18 road defeat at Louisiana. Red Wolves posted only 271 yards in the game, 82 of it on the ground on 21 carries. Team surrendered 4 yards a carry, rushing for 316 yards on 37 attempts. Now, James Blackman, 73% completions, 2 touchdowns, 6.9 yards per attempt. This season, Blackman, 69% completions, 11 touchdowns, 1 pick, 7.9 yards per attempt. At home, Arkansas State put up 398 yards, 245 passing, 72% completions. Jaguars have failed to cover 3 straight. Play here will be on Arkansas State at plus 10. All right, that was our college football pick show here for Thursday. We've got you 9 games, 3 for Thursday, the remainder of 6 here for Saturday. And over the next 2 days, we'll get 9 more done each day, and that'll get us to the 47 for the entire week of action. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. Visit our site at tonyspicks.com. for our best bets. And of course, our podcast, every pick in podcast form, Tony Speaks Podcast on all major platforms. I'm Tony T. Back later with more.